Hey plant fam! Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jaclyn. This is my jungle. And if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you for still being here. So today I have my top 5 favorite plants for the month of June. And I say this every month. It's so hard to choose, you guys, but I try to pick plants I haven't shown you a lot of, and I try to pick plants that I really notice myself noticing. And a lot of the times that means that they have new growth, or maybe they're a newer plant to my collection. Actually, none of these today are new to my collection, which is surprising. So I have had all of these plants for quite some time, and the first one on my list I'm really excited to show you because I've had it for just about a year now. And we are about to head to Tennessee. Actually, by the time you see this, we might be in Tennessee already. And I did snag this one while we were there last year, and it was before I was super into Anthurium. And the reason why I snagged it is because, well, it was one of the only things in the store that I didn't already have, and it was only $12. And it was really stinking cute. So it is this dark crystal crossed with Bessier AFF, and I snagged this last year in Chattanooga when it was just a little seedling. And it's grown so much for me in that time, and I'm just really proud of it, and I'm really proud of myself for still having it, and it's thriving. I just put out this new leaf here, and I absolutely love it. I think it's so beautiful. It is definitely time to repot it. It's been in moss for way too long, so I think that once we uppot this, it should continue to just take off like crazy for me. So I had to put this one on the list because it put out this big, beautiful new leaf for me, and I just think that the timing on it is perfect, and I hope that we can get maybe some new plants this year while we're down there. So stay tuned for that. I will definitely be doing some plant shopping videos while we're in Chattanooga. So number 1 on my list today is this beautiful dark crystallinum crossed with Bessier, and this is the Bessier back here just for reference. Okay, so another thing I try to do with my favorites list is make sure that I'm not only showing you one type of plant. So I have a Hoya at number 2, and I've had this one for a long time in my collection, and honestly, I didn't notice it that much until recently, and then I noticed it because I was actually planning on cutting it and propagating it and starting from like a small plant all over again and having tons of propagations. But a rule that I have with my Hoya is that if a vine is actively growing, that I won't cut it. I will wait until these little baby leaves, you can see the little baby leaf nubs at each node, are done growing until the vine hardens off and doesn't grow for me anymore, because it will stunt the growth, and a lot of the time those little baby leaves just won't develop if you do try to cut it and propagate it. So I went to go propagate this plant and realized very quickly that there was so much new growth happening all over it that there was no way that I was going to be able to cut it yet. And it is my Hoya Crassipedialata Splash. Look at those leaves, you guys. Are you serious? I know the light like kind of messes it up. I should probably turn off the ring light. I feel like we have plenty of natural light today, but look at that. Do you see how beautifully splashy and veiny these leaves are? They are on the thinner side, but it is still a very easy-growing Hoya in my opinion. And I snagged this one from Succulents Empire a while back, and it was just chilling. It wasn't really doing much, but recently it decided to just explode with all this new growth at the top here. These leaves are getting huge, and I love it. This is why I love this plant so much. The splash on it is just unmatched, and honestly, I have it really close to a grow light, and it's still very splashy, because if you didn't know, a lot of the time the splash is reliant on the amount of light that you give it. So if you want your Hoya to be more splashy, a lot of the time I would recommend pulling it from really, really bright light. But this one is literally right under a grow light, and it is even splashier than the old leaves. So I don't think it matters with this plant. I honestly think that you can give this one really bright light and you're still gonna get really beautiful silver splash on those leaves. I'm gonna turn the ring light off, see if that really even makes a difference when I bring it close. Yeah, so it doesn't, it like whitewashes it out, which is really irritating. I need to get like curtains in here or something. But yeah, Hoya Crasipedialata Splash is number 2 on my list of favorites for June because, like, do you see it? And she's got a bunch of new growth. So as soon as she's done, I will definitely be propagating her and selling cuttings because that's what I do. Okay, so number 3 on my list of favorites for the month of June is probably not going to look super exciting, but honestly, I struggled with this philodendron so much and I wanted it for so long, and I finally got it last year, and after I received it, it rotted, and then they sent me a new one, but the new one just like, it never really did anything, and the leaves were just like meh. So it put out a new leaf for me recently, and because it put out a new leaf, I decided to just cut off all of the old ugly leaves that were just not making me happy to look at. And since then, she's just been so cute, and it is my Philodendron Spiritus Sancti. So this is the new leaf that came out, and then it started working on another one. So I've removed a lot of the older ones. I will probably repot it soon so I can pot it into something a little bit deeper and like bury this in there. But I'm really excited to watch this one grow. I'm gonna put a picture on the screen of what they look like when they're like fully grown and mature. I know there was a lot of hype around this plant, and I feel like there isn't anymore, especially because there's a variegated version now, I'm pretty sure, but they tissue cultured it, and it's really easy to get your hands on now. So now people are like, oh, it's overrated, it's really not that exciting because it's more accessible now, so it's lost a lot of that like super rare, hard to find like appeal that it had, and people have seemed like kind of disinterested in this plant. But I still love it. I love a strappy leaf, and I'm very excited to watch this one grow. So I had to put it on my list because it is one that I have been staring at quite a bit, and I've been very pleased with the new growth on it, and it just seems really happy and healthy. All my plants seem really happy and healthy in this space, and I'm very grateful for that. So Spiritus Sancti is, what are we on? Number 3 on my list of favorites for the month of June. I can't wait to watch this one continue to get big. I really love this one. Number 4 on my list today is another Anthurium, and it's one that I actually got as a forgetti-eye, and I'm pretty sure it's a hybrid that's definitely got forgetti-eye in it, but it's not a forgetti-eye, and I have shown this one to you not that long ago when it put out a new leaf, but it put out another one, and it is huge, like huge. This thing is massive, and it finally just hardened off, so I feel okay like touching it and showing it to you guys. It got very minor little cosmetic damage as it was hardening off. Not mad about it. It's very, very minor. Otherwise, she looks perfect, and I am obsessed. Her sinus decided to be fused again. This was the last leaf that came out. She got a little bit beat up in the move, but her sinus was not fused. So I was like, girl, what are you? Because you're definitely not just a forgetti-eye. So I'm thinking maybe it's just a little bit more complex of a hybrid. It might have magnificum in it. The leaves do look pretty like elongated compared to my regular forgetti-eye. This is my regular forgetti-eye up here. And it does have this like pink around the edge of the leaves that is a characteristic of the crystallinum, as well as I've noticed my magnificum has it a little bit too. So it's very possible that maybe it's a forgetti-eye crossed with a crystal mag, but I genuinely don't know. So I don't care though, so we just call her the no ID. She's a forgetti-eye hybrid for sure. I just don't know what she's crossed with, and she's absolutely stunning. Like, this thing is bigger than my head. So, of course, I had to put her on the list. She lives on the shelf right here behind me where you can see this empty spot is that I took her from. And I am just so obsessed. Why am I so obsessed with you? She's beautiful. Her old leaves are definitely looking a little beat, and I can probably get rid of those. But I'm just really excited to see if the next leaf is going to come out with a separated sinus or a fused sinus, because I know I've talked to other people that said theirs goes back and forth between the two, that one will be separated and the next will be fused. So even though it's fused, it does still have this little like lip, this little dip here. It's just really cool. It's really cool. So let me know in the comments below if you agree with me, what you think it's crossed with. I think the fun of no IDs is watching them grow and seeing what they look like. So I'm really excited to continue to watch this one grow. And I have no idea where she's gonna live when she gets any bigger than this, but I love it. So number 4, right? We're on number 4 on my list today of favorites is this no ID Anthurium. Okay, fam, so last but not least, number 5 on my list of June favorites today is another philodendron that I've had for a while that was on the struggle bus. So I actually acquired this one as a rescue plant. It was in a nursery in New York and it was getting way too much light and it was just kind of not thriving. So they actually gave it to me. They were like, here, take it. If you can get her to survive and rehab it, then good on you. And it's doing so well and it's so cute that I just had to show you guys, because I've noticed myself really looking at her and really noticing her and just feeling really proud of myself that I was able to bring this one back from literally nothing. This lived in a prop box for probably a year. It barely did anything. I literally basically grew this plant from nothing. And it is my little philodendron golden crocodile. So this is the same as the jungle boogie, the ring of fire. So it is going to get the serrated leaves, but this is the Aurea version of it. So it has the lighter green leaf, which I really love. And I actually got rid of my ring of fire and my green jungle boogie, and I decided to just keep this one because this one's actually my favorite out of them. The ring of fire just doesn't really do it for me. I feel like the variegation on it is just so similar to so many other plants that I just don't necessarily love it. It doesn't bring me joy to look at it, but this one is so cute, and the new leaves come in kind of like orangey pink and they fade out to that lighter green color, but I am just so proud of this plant and I love it. I think it's so cute. So this is, again, is my philodendron golden crocodile. It is the same as the jungle boogie and the ring of fire. This is, again, just the Aurea version. So the leaves are going to get longer and wavier as it matures. And I'm definitely excited to grow this one out to a big plant. I think this is going to be a really beautiful, just like living room plant one day when it gets larger. And I had to put it on the list. I just had to, because I feel like I've grown her from nothing. And I'm very, very proud of her. Even though it's a philodendron and it's a pretty easy to grow philodendron, this thing was on the brink of death when I acquired her. And it took me so long to get her to bounce back. And she seems to really be in her like thriving era right now, because she has just been growing so much for me in the past few months. And I think she's really going to take off this summer. So I'm excited to watch that happen. Philodendron golden crocodile. So cute. Okay, so that is my top 5 for the month of June, but I've done this before and I wanted to do it again this month, and it's kind of like a little honorable mention. So I wouldn't necessarily put this on the list of like my favorites and going nuts about it, but it definitely deserves an honorable mention, because if you guys have been here, you remember the most disastrous of a disastrous unboxing that I had, and then I just had a really bad experience with the customer service with this company. Basically, I bought a variegated Monstera Peru, which was a wish list plant for me. It came with the new growth rotted, and eventually the whole plant died. And I was just really disappointed because they are super slow growers. So I specifically bought one that had active growth. So to receive it and the active new growth was dead was really, really disappointing for me. So they sent me a replacement, but honestly, the replacement did not look any better. So I've just been rehabbing it for the longest time, and I genuinely did not know if this plant was going to survive. What is my hair doing? And it had this one curl is like, ooh, I'm just doing whatever I want over here. And I just recently had my hair did, in case you didn't notice in previous videos. But anyway, I had to show you guys my variegated Monstera Peru because I have been nursing this thing back to health for the longest time, literally since I received it. And I noticed this new leaf coming out a couple weeks ago. It's taking so long to unfurl, but I'm super excited to see what it's going to look like. And hopefully this means that the plant is bouncing back and that it's actually going to grow for me, because I do think it's really beautiful. I am not a big fan of like the regular Monstera Peru because it is such a slow grower and such a pain in the butt to grow. But this one's even worse. This one's even slower. So hopefully it's going to do well now. So I just had to mention it. I had to show you guys a little update on this guy if you've been here and you remember that unboxing. This is the only plant I have from that whole order that survived. There's still a plant that they never sent me and never refunded me on either. And they blocked me, so yay. Good time. So just like be careful, read reviews, ask around, ask in the community of people like, hey, have you ever bought from these guys before? And just be smart with where you're spending your money. But at least on Palm Street, if the seller won't take care of the problem for you, you can reach out to Palm Street and they will definitely take care of it for you. They actually offered to refund me the plants, and I was like, that's silly. That's not your responsibility. It wasn't an expensive plant that I was looking that they never sent me, but it was just the principle of it. It wasn't the money. So it was very nice of them to offer. I'm glad that that is their policy, that they just want to make sure that you're happy and that you don't feel like you've been scammed as a customer. So 10 out of 10 recommend Palm Street. Nobody's perfect. There's always going to be bad people and bad sellers out there. So just be aware of what you're buying and who you're buying it from. Stick to people that you trust. Stick to people that you know your friends trust, so you can take their word for it, things like that. You can take my word for it. That's why I'm always showing you my unboxings and the companies that I do trust and buy from frequently. If I buy something from someone and I never buy from them again, I mean, you know why. But if I'm on here and I'm buying from the same people over and over, then you know why. So anyway, those are my June favorites. Let me know in the comments below what some of your favorite plants are for the month of June. I know everybody's plants are growing and thriving and blooming for them right now, and I would love to hear about it. So let me know in the comments below what has got you excited, what new growth has got you really excited. What plants are you excited to just watch take off for you this summer? Because that is really kind of what this list is about today. And yeah, that's it. I hope that you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. If you did, you should definitely give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything from me. We're almost at 20K, you guys, and when we do hit 20K, I'm doing a big giveaway, but I'm doing it over on Palm Street. So make sure that you download the app and you follow me over there so that you don't miss it. You don't have to buy anything to download the app. It's totally free to download, and you don't have to buy anything to enter the giveaway. You just have to be present for it. So come and hang out, download the app using my link, and you will get a $5 coupon if you do want to buy anything, but you definitely don't have to. I go live on there and we just chat and we talk about plants and I answer your questions and show you stuff and all that as well. So really great community over there. If you haven't checked it out yet, I'll leave it down below. So I love you guys. If you watched this whole entire video, leave me I feel like I always do the same emojis over and over again. I'm not gonna lie. So leave me a hamburger emoji just because it's random AF and nobody will understand why you're putting hamburger emojis in the comments unless they watch the whole thing. So I love you so very much. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are out there in the world. Don't forget to spread kindness. Don't forget to drink your water, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.